Hey yogis. So I've been hearing around that in our new quarantine lifestyle that a lot of people are experiencing some back discomfort. So today's practice, I'd like to do some back care for lower back and the upper back. It'll be helpful to have 2 blocks or any substitute, and definitely a strap today. Of course, you could use a towel or a scarf. We're going to start reclining on the back, flat on the back. Have your legs bent loosely, and we're going to separate the feet about as wide as the mat. Turn the toes in so you go pigeon-toed, and just let your knees fall together. And if for any reason this is uncomfortable, feel free to straighten out your legs. The arms can rest however you like. Just giving yourself a moment to close the eyes here, to let the whole body settle down into the ground. And whenever we come into this quiet stillness, it's an opportunity for the nervous system to begin to restore itself. So noticing how your breath moves and just beginning to encourage the movement of your breath. So there's an expansion. And the exhale creates a release, an emptying out. Couple more cycles of breath in this way. Slowly begin to walk the feet in towards one another. Then you're going to draw your knees into your chest, giving the legs a hug. Place your hands on your knees so your fingertips face your toes. This will be our starting position. So keeping your hands glued to your knees, we're going to create a kind of rowing action with the knees. So knees will fall forward until they pull the arms straight, and then the knees open wide away from one another. Knees draw back in towards the chest, and then forward and around. So range of motion of the hip joint. Let the legs be slack. The arms really drive this action. And then reversing the direction. Good. Then draw the knees back in towards the chest. We're going to release the soles of the feet to the ground. This time come to butterfly. Soles of the feet together, knees open wide. Bring your arms to cactus arms if you can. So the backs of the arms rest on the ground. Good. Now we're going to begin to move the pelvis exactly like we do in the cat-cow. So we'll be tilting and tucking the tailbone. So start with a big inhale. And then with your exhale, you're going to tuck your tailbone so you flatten your back into the ground. And then with your inhale, do the opposite. Tilt the pubic bone down so you arch your back. You're really puffing your chest towards the sky. And with the exhale, tuck the tailbone, flatten the back into the ground. Inhale, arch the back. Really scrub the shoulder blades down the back. Do it again. Exhale's the tucking. Inhale is the arching.
Last time, exhale, tuck. Inhale, arch. Good, and then come to a neutral pelvis so you're not tucking or tilting. And take 3 slow rounds of breath. Let's emphasize lengthening the exhale, extending the exhale long. Good, and whenever you've completed that third exhalation, slowly again draw the knees together. Okay, we're going to draw the knees into the chest. Once again, that starting position, so hands are on the knees, fingertips face forward. Keep your hands glued to your knees. This time, knees are going to stay together. We draw a circle with the knees. Knees move to one side, they move forward away from you, they move to the other side, and they draw back in towards the chest. Okay, so you're drawing a circle with your knees, but the circle I really want you to pay attention to is the circle you're drawing on the ground with your lower back. So you're massaging the lower back. It's almost like you're allowing the hand of a clock to travel along all the numbers on the clock. The clock is your lower back. And whenever you're ready, reversing the direction. And then bringing the knees back to center. This time, keep the knees as they are. We're going to open the arms wide into T with a big inhale. And then with your exhale, release the legs to the left in the spinal twist. Okay, legs heavy. I like to bring my left hand atop the legs to weight down the legs as right shoulder grows heavy. Slow breath. An airplane passing overhead. With the inhale, bring the knees back to center. Exhale, second side, legs release to the right. I like my right hand atop the legs, left shoulder heavy. And then observing the movement of your breath. With your next breath, the knees come back to center. Let's give the knees a good hug. Might even lift the upper back off the ground to really wrap your arms around your legs. Okay, let's roll onto one side. Go ahead, press the ground away.
Come on up to all fours. Spreading the fingers. All fours. We're going to articulate the spine in all of its possible ways today. So with your inhale, arch into your cow. Pull the chest forward, lift it up. And with your exhale, round the spine, lift the belly.
Do it again. Inhales, the arch, the opening.
Shoulder blades glide down the back. And exhales the rounding.
Couple more times. Just let your own slow pace of breath guide the pace here. Okay, we'll do one more.
Exhale, round.
Good. Return to a neutral spine, a tabletop back. Power the hands into the ground to engage your abdominal muscles. Extending the right leg straight back behind you. Keep your hips level. Let's flex the right foot today. And then when you're ready, left arm reaches forward. Opposite arm is leg. Keep breathing. So part of back care is core strengthening. Slow, steady breath. big inhale here. And then exhale, return to all fours. Second side, extend that left leg back, hips are level, flex the left foot. Okay, navel center lifts, right arm's gonna reach forward. So lengthen in opposition here, arm and leg reach away from one another. Let's give it one more big inhale. Exhale, returning to all fours. Find your child's pose. Hips heavy, forehead rests down if it can. Good. Okay, with your next breath, return to all fours. Okay, our second plane range of motion for the spine. So a big inhale here, and then this time with exhale, shift your hips to the right and look over your right shoulder towards your right hip. And with your inhale, come back to center. Exhale, shift the hips to the left, look over the left shoulder towards the left hip. Continue like that with your own pace of breath. Inhale, center, exhale, shift the hips to the right, look to the right. Inhale, center, exhale, shift the hips to the left, look to the left. Let's do one more round. Good. Now, left side is your last time. Come back to center. Now, as long as knees are feeling okay, we're going to come to a wider knee child's pose. So feel free to come back to your traditional child's pose. Otherwise, knees might be as wide as the mat. Big toes together, forehead resting down. Now, this time in the child's pose, keep the passive quality of the child's pose, but begin to slide your hands forward so the arms are firm and extended. Keep that extension and begin to walk your hands to the right. So take the head and the torso along with you. And then we're breathing into the stretch of the left side body. So perhaps placing the left palm atop the right hand, slow breath. One more cycle of breath here. And then from here, walking the hands back to center, begin to walk the hands to the left, take the head and the torso along with you. So we really feel that bowing and rounding in the right side body. Head can rest on the arm or the ground. Maybe right palm atop the left hand. Slow, deliberate breath. Final round. And then from here, slowly walk the hands back to center. Final cycle of breath. You can let that child's pose be passive. And from here, we'll slowly come on up to all fours. Let's come into our first downward dog. So spread the fingers, curl the toes under, lift the hips. In this first downward dog, let's pedal the legs. Bend one leg as you straighten the other. Pause, reaching the heel down. And switching. Couple times, switching. And then come to two equal legs in your downward dog. Tops of the thighs press back. Let's give it a final round of breath here. And And then walk your hands back to your feet. We're going to find the forward fold at the back of the mat. Please feel free to bend the legs, particularly if you're experiencing any back pain right now. And adding the shoulder stretch. So we'll interlace the fingers behind the back, reach the arms away. You could use your strap here if you need, and squeeze the shoulder blades in towards one another. Reach away as the chest opens. With a big inhale. And then exhale, releasing the arms in the fold. It will rise to stand with a big inhale, reaching the arms to the sky. And exhale, hands together at the heart. Sally, of course, is on her throne. Half sun salute. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, dive forward into the fold. Inhale, arch up halfway, lengthen front torso. Exhale to fold. We'll rise to stand with an inhale, reaching for the sky. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Let's do this a couple more times. Feel free to move at a pace slower than my voice. Inhales the reaching up. Exhales the diving forward. Inhale, arch, extend. Exhale, folding. Rise, big inhale, power the feet into the ground. And exhale, hands together at the heart. Last time, slow breath. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding. Inhale, arch, extend. Exhale to fold. Okay, good. Now this time from your forward fold, walk your hands forward to plank pose. So walk on forward until the whole front body has elongated, shoulders right above the wrists, and breathing. You could always drop the knees if you need to. Let's lengthen the tailbone towards the heels, core strengthening. One more big inhale here, and then with the exhale, it's your downward dog. 2 rounds of breath here. Good, and then keeping the hips level, inhale your right leg to the sky. Flex your right foot. Make your legs as equal as they could be. Slow breath. Good, big inhale here. With your exhale, step or help right foot forward between the hands. High lunge on the fingertips. Pausing and breathing. We're lifting the inner back thigh as the top of the chest reaches forward. One more big inhale here. And then with your exhale, release the back knee down to the ground, low lunge. Okay, we'll release those back toes. Hands are on the front thighs, you look forward. Bend deep into your front leg. Okay, now you're going to interlace your fingers and place your palms on your front thigh. So as you're bending deep into your front leg, press that front thigh away as you lift your lower belly back. So we're just looking for that core lift. Pressing that front thigh away to find it. Okay, and then once you've found it, maintain it and bring the fingertips to your shoulders, elbows open wide. And as you're ready, reaching your arms to the sky. Slow breath. So yes, we continue to bend deep into the front leg, but there's that lower belly lift. Last
2 cycles of breath, maybe interlacing the fingers overhead. You might look up. Final big inhale here. And then with your exhale, releasing the hands to the ground. Now, here's the moment where the blocks, I suggest them for everybody if you have them, okay? So you can work without them, no problem. So if you have them, blocks their highest height on either side of that front foot. We're gonna curl the back toes under. Press the blocks away with your inhale, lift the top of the chest. We're gonna move with breath. So with the exhale, you're gonna shift your hips back and fold forward over that front leg. And then with your inhale, release the back knee down to the ground once again, top of the chest lifts. And exhale, we're shifting back and we're folding. Again, inhale. Exhale. Okay, one more round. Inhale, lunging. Exhale, shifting back, this time pausing, 2 straight legs. Shorten up the stance a little bit, so feet are parallel with one another. That back heel's reaching for the ground. Squaring your hips towards your front foot as you fold. And letting the breath be slow, you're spreading the ball of the front foot. Final cycle of breath. Good. And then from here, rebend into that right leg. Do shoot the left foot back to the lunge stance. We're returning to the low lunge. The back knee's on the ground once again. Put the blocks aside, hands on that front thigh. We're adding the twist this time. So with the inhale, the left arm reaches for the sky. And with the exhale, hook the left elbow to the outside of that right thigh. Palms together, elbows move wide apart. Lift the top of the chest up and breathe. You could always stay here or curling the back toes under, firming and lifting the inner back thigh. Okay, wherever you are, give it one more big inhale. Good, and with your exhale, untwist, 2 hands touch down. We're gonna step straight back to plank pose. So with the inhale, find your plank. Slow exhale, chaturanga, hug the elbows in. You can always drop the knees as you descend all the way down. Point the toes. Coming into Sphinx Pose. So prop yourself up on your forearms so elbows are right underneath the shoulders. Big toes point straight back behind you. Now begin to draw the shoulder blades in towards one another and then pull the shoulder blades down the back so the chest is boosted forward and up. And then circulating your slowest breath through the body. So there's a real expansion, all sides of the rib cage. One more big inhale here. And with the exhale, releasing the chest down, place your hands alongside the ribs, curl the toes under. Inhale is the plank or the half plank. Exhale's downward dog, slow breath. And now keeping the hips level with one another, we're gonna inhale the left leg to the sky. Let's flex the left foot, level the hips with one another. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, step or help, left foot forward. High lunge on the fingertips, pausing and breathing. Okay, we're firming the inner back thighs, the top of the chest reaches forward. All right, from here, we're gonna release that back knee down to the ground, bringing your hands into your front thigh. So do bend deep into your front leg so the pelvis moves forward and down, but then we interlace the fingers, pressing that front thigh away as you lift the lower belly. So there's a lift as there's a bending in. And once you've found that, find your long spine. We'll hop the fingertips to the shoulders, elbows open wide, and then reaching your arms to the sky. So continue to bend deep into that front leg as you continue to source that abdominal lift. Okay, option to interlace the fingers overhead. Last 2 rounds of breath, you might look up. Good. And then from here, we'll release the hands down to the ground. Again, if you have your blocks, grab them. Blocks the highest height on either side of that front foot. Let's curl the back toes under. We're going to move with breath. Press the blocks away. With an inhale, lift the top of the chest up. And then with your exhale, shift the hips back, folding forward over your front leg. Inhale, drop that back knee once again, low lunge, lift the top of the chest. And exhale, shifting back and folding. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, fold. Okay, last one. Inhale. Exhale, shifting back, pausing, folding. You might shorten up the stance a little bit. Feet are parallel in this variation. Back heel reaching down. Square the hips towards your front foot. Aim your chest towards your front foot. Okay, you're spreading the ball of your left foot. Give it one more round of breath. Good, and then from here, rebend into your left leg. Do shoot the right foot way back to the lunge stance. It's the low lunge once again. We'll put the blocks aside. Hands on the front thigh, find that low lunge. Right arm's gonna reach for the sky with a big inhale. And then with your exhale, we're twisting. Hook the right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Palms together, elbows wide, top of the chest lifts. Feel the movement of your breath. And then it's optional to curl the back toes under, firming and lifting the inner back thigh. Good. Final big inhale here. And with your exhale, untwist, 2 hands touch down. We're going to step straight back to plank once again with a big inhale. And then exhale, that slow chaturanga, elbows hug in all the way down to the belly. Point the toes. Tops of the feet are pressing into the ground for Cobra. So hands right alongside the ribs. Inhale, lift the chest, elbows squeeze in. And exhales the releasing down. Do it again, big inhale. Exhale. Okay, twice more inhale. Okay, we're gonna hold this last one. So inhale, lift the chest, Cobra, elbows squeeze in. Now we are gonna lift the legs off the ground and we're gonna hover the hands off the ground. Squeeze the shoulder blades in, so really activating the entire back body. Give it a big inhale to lift. And then exhale, releasing down. 2 arms extend alongside the body. Place your right ear on the ground, as long as neck is okay with that. You could always make a little pillow with the hands and rest the forehead down. Right ear rests. Let the face slacken, let the jaw slacken. Switching ears, left ear rests down.
Okay, good. From here, forehead comes back to center. Place the hands alongside the ribs, curl the toes under. Inhale is the plank. Exhale's the downward dog. Let's stay for 3 rounds of breath. End of that third exhalation, hop or step the feet forward. Inhale is the arching up to open the chest. Exhale, fold and pause. You can bend the legs as you need to here. Other thumb on top, interlace the fingers behind the back. Arms reach away, shoulder blades glide in. A big inhale here, and then with your exhale, release the arms in the fold. Okay, we'll rise to stand. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Release your arms by your sides. Range of motion of the shoulders. So let's move the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. You're really scrubbing your upper back with your shoulder blades. And then we're going to reverse the direction, so shoulders back, up, forward, and down. Good. Let the arms relax. Okay, this is the moment for the strap or a towel or a scarf. Okay, so if you're using the strap, we're going to be holding the buckle in one hand. Feet parallel, feet as wide as you like. We're going to separate the hands wide enough you estimate for passing the strap overhead. Okay, we want 2 straight arms the whole time. Retract the arms deep into the shoulder sockets. And with the inhale, strap passes overhead, and with the exhale, strap descends back behind you. Do your best to keep your rib cage as still as possible, head is still. Inhale up, exhale down. Right, we tend to get around the tightness of the shoulders, we'll overcompensate. Keep those front ribs in. Okay, so inhale up, exhale down. Just continue like that at your own pace. Do your best to keep your shoulders as equal with one another as they could be. Let's do 2 more. Might decrease the distance between the hands by an inch or so. All right. Okay, let's put that strap aside. Facing the long edge of your mat, we're going to separate the legs wide. We'll do a couple standing postures here for the back. So open the arms wide. Warrior 2, rotate your right leg, toes face forward, left heel back. Bend into that right leg, the right knee is above the ankle. As the arms open wide, do lift the lower belly. It creates that length in your spine. And we're going to add a little dynamic movement here. So rotate the arms, palms face up. And with your inhale, you're going to straighten the front leg, reaching both arms straight up. And then with the exhale, bend back into the Warrior 2, right knee above the ankle. Okay, do it again. Inhale, straighten up, reach up. Exhale, bend in. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, bending. Okay, last one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend in, Warrior 2, pausing and breathing. Okay, so as if I were lifting you up by your ears. The neck is long, spine is long. Bend in for a final round of breath. Good. And then from here, let's straighten that front leg. Shorten up the stance just a bit for your
triangle pose. So a big inhale to lengthen. And then with the exhale, reach long over the right leg. Hand can come to the shin or set up the block on the outside of the right foot. Top arm is reaching up. Okay, so the tailbone lengthens underneath you towards your back heel. So open chest, open wingspan. We're going to add a little more opening for the upper back. So as you breathe here, you're going to wrap that top arm, that left arm behind your back, so you can really roll your left shoulder back, roll the left side ribs back. You look up if neck's okay with that, and you're breathing. Okay, you're welcome to stay here or simply place that top arm right back up in space. Final round of breath, triangle pose. All right, we're going to power the feet into the ground. With your next inhale, rise up and parallel the feet. We'll release the arms. Relax your face. Second side. Arms open wide. Rotate that left leg. Right heel releases back, warrior two. So bend in, left knee's above the ankle. Okay, the abdominal lift creates the vertical lengthening in the spine. We're going to add a little bit of movement with the breath. So rotate the arms, palms face up, and with your inhale, straighten the front leg, both arms reach straight up. And then with your exhale, bend in, warrior two, left knee alignment. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bending in. Let's do twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, bend in, warrior two, pausing, breathing. Okay, so the abdominal scooping, it lets you lengthen through the crown of your head a little bit more, this kind of buoyancy. Final round of breath. Good. And then from here, straighten that front leg. Let's shorten up the stance just a bit for triangle. So start with the big inhale. With the exhale, reach long over the left leg, hand to shin or block. Top arms reaching for the sky. So that lengthening of the tailbone towards the back heel, a wide open wingspan here. I'm going to add a little something for the upper back here. So with your next breath, let's wrap that top arm, that right arm behind the back. So you roll your right shoulder back, roll the right side ribs back. You're looking up if it doesn't bother the neck. And then the slow breath. You're welcome to stay here, or with your next breath, simply placing that top arm right back up in space. Final round, triangle. Okay. Power the feet into the ground. Top arm guides you up. Parallel the feet, release the arms just for a moment, step the feet together. And again, it's this kind of active relaxation. And what that means is you really pay attention to the slackening of muscular effort in the face, in the jaw, wherever it's not necessary right now. All right. We're going to separate the feet wide one more time for the Prasarita Padottanasana. So keeping the feet parallel, hands on the hips. Let's give it a big inhale here. Lift the top of the chest. And with the exhale, tilt the pelvis forward. Hands will slide along the outsides of the legs, as low down as they'll go. And you're looking for a lengthening from your pubic bone to your navel to the top of the chest. A final round of breath. And then from here, bend the legs as much as you need. We're going to bring the hands to the ground. Walk your hands to the top of the mat to face the top of the mat. And just step on back to down dog. And you choose. You can stay here. Or let's cycle through the vinyasa. It's up to you. So inhale would be the plank if you're moving. Exhale, chaturanga, cobra, or upward dog. Long inhale.
and exhales the downward dog. You're pausing in the down dog. Connect to your breath. Now we're about to move into some hip opening into our pigeon pose. So please feel free to come onto your back to thread the needle if that's more suitable for you. Otherwise, from the down dog, we're going to inhale the right leg to the sky. Bend your right leg to peel the right hip away from the ground. So really pin that left hip underneath. And then re-square the hips. Big inhale, lengthen that right leg. With the exhale, slide that right shin forward at an angle on your mat as you slide your left leg back behind you. Now in pigeon pose, look down at your right knee. Your right knee should be kissing your right wrist. Right? So outer right knee lines up with outer right hip. Hips are level and square. Let's give it a big inhale. And then with the exhale, lengthen the front torso to come forward, resting the forehead down. Final round of breath here. And then from here, coming up to the top of your pigeon, just pausing for a moment. Okay, the proud chest of the pigeon here. All right, and then hands on the ground, let's curl the back toes under, stepping back to down dog, or if you're on your back, just pause on your back. You could cycle through the vinyasa if you like, or just remaining still. In the down dog, left leg to the sky. Let's bend the left leg and peel the left hip away from the ground. Re-level the hips, inhale, lengthen the left leg. Pigeon pose. Slide that left shin forward at an angle, sliding that right leg back. So left knee in line with the left hip. Hips are level and square. Let's give it a big inhale. And then exhale, lengthen front torso, coming down. A final round of breath. And if you're in the pigeon, we're just gonna slowly come up, come to the top of the pigeon, pausing for a moment, right? So it's a moment in which the pose actually resembles a pigeon, right? The proud chest of the pigeon, final breath. Good, and then from here, final time, downward dog or optional vinyasa. Okay, good. Now from here, let's release the knees to the ground. Do make sure you have a block handy. If you don't own a block, a pillow or something will work for this one. So grab anything like that, little cushion. We're gonna swing the legs around and we're gonna recline on the back as we prepare for supported bridge. So recline back. We're going to bend the legs, planting the soles of the feet on the ground. We're going to do one active bridge, and then we'll be doing the supportive bridge. Okay, so feet parallel. Keep the head still. You're going to power the feet into the ground and lift the hips up. Tailbone lifts towards the knees. Either grab the edges of your mat to really scoop the shoulders underneath, or interlace the fingers. You're making footprints with your feet. Imagine a block between the inner thighs here. Let's give it one more big inhale. And then with the exhale, release the hands, release the back down, pausing. Okay, with block in hand, or maybe it's a pillow or a cushion for you, any of the three heights of the block, we're going to lift the hips up and slide the block underneath the lowest part of the back, the sacrum. And again, hold the edges of the mat. If you can, scoop the shoulder blades underneath you, pausing in the restorative posture. Final breath. On the block, slowly lift the hips. We'll remove the block, put it aside, and gently drawing the knees into the chest. You know, any of the circlings we started practice with, you could come into the rowing action or knees together, circling. Now we're going to end with a final twist. So you're welcome to just keep the knees as they are, arms open wide, just like we did at the beginning of practice, or a deeper variation, right thigh over left. And with the exhale, release the legs to the left. So all this great work we've done to release and strengthen the back. So can your slowest breath now distribute the benefits of that throughout the entire body? With your next breath, come back to center, changing the crossing if you crossed. Exhale to the other side. Again, that slow breath. Back to center, uncross the legs, give the legs a final hug. We'll close with the happy baby. The soles of the feet face the sky. Grab the outer edges of the feet if you can. You could grab ankles or shins. Feet and knees move wide apart, and then pull down on your feet. And as you pull down on your feet, press your feet up into your hands. You're going to feel your tailbone try to pin down to the ground. That's what we're going for. Couple of final breaths, perhaps your slowest ones. Good. And then as you're ready, releasing into your Shavasana, arms and legs extending. Dropping into your deepest, letting go. Bringing your attention back to your slow breath. In your own timing, gradually make your way onto one side. Let the head rest for a moment. Pressing the ground away, making your way up to a final seat. Let's let one hand rest on the heart, other hand will rest on the belly. Eyes can close here. And we'll close with 3 breaths together here in silence. That 3rd round, joining the palms together. Namaste. So nice practicing with you today. Well, take care of yourself. I will see you soon.